Howdy folks, it's Age with the Hunting Gear Guy, and this is the Klarus XT2CR Pro. What a mouthful. It's a high-powered flashlight, so this thing is 2100 lumens. You can go lower than that, and you probably should most of the time. It's got an included 18650 battery that you can charge through a USB-C port on the side. It's waterproof and whatnot, and it's a pretty cool flashlight. So let's take it down to the table and take a closer look. All right, let's take a closer look at this flashlight. So first, I just wanted to show this case. I like it. It's a good case for the size. I like it for a couple different reasons. One, get a D-ring there if you want to just clip it into something. Two, if you don't want to use this loop on the inside here for your belt, there it is. That you can just stick your belt in right there. If you don't want to use that, or if your belt is like huge, you could just use that and then pop it in. Or you could use this on Molly or something like that. So you've got some options with where you can mount this thing. I do like how stiff this thing is. So you can see how it holds shape fairly well, and the sideways horizontal bits here are quite firm and hold the shape very well. So it's a well-designed case. Now the flashlight itself, it has smaller grooves on the side there for grip than some of the other ones. The front, crenellated? Is that what they call that? Crenellated? I guess you could kind of use it as a standoff, but you're losing a ton of light in there for what this thing's pumping out. But I guess you could tell it's on, so it's not going to do a full seal and burn a hole in your table while you're not looking, which this thing will do. If you don't pay attention to it. There you can see kind of an orange peel style reflector. That's really good for a floody kind of a beam. So we've got a hot spot in there, and then we've got a lot of really even cast out to the sides, which is kind of nice. So I do like that reflector setup. On the back here, this is our business end of things. It kind of looks like there's three little buttons there. They're not. It's this whole thing is just hinged. So you can see there it's hinged there. So if you want to turn this thing on, you just flip it on there, and then you can cycle through the power settings just like that by clicking that tailpiece down. And you can click clue, or you can instead hold it down, and then you can get like a blinking, blinding kind of a thing. So if you wanted to use this for signaling that there was something wrong, or for personal defense, that's useful. And you can also access that directly just by pressing this thing instantly. So once you press that, you get that blinking effect to disorient someone that you're aiming at this at, or to signal that something's wrong. And it does change the frequency that you're seeing there, so it might look like it's changing, and that's because it is. And if I want to turn it off, I can click that guy, and it'll turn off. Now, this is something that I really like about a lot of these new flashlights. They come with included chargers. I don't have anything against pulling the battery out and charging the battery separately, but isn't that nice? I mean, everyone these days has like these battery banks that they can use for hiking and camping and that kind of thing. So it's very nice to be able to use to charge this guy up off of a battery bank and get that power into your flashlight. And again, super practical cover there as well. I just want to go through a couple of things that are in the case. Ooh, look at that shine there. That's weird. It's a pretty nice case. A lot of places are going with nicer cases these days. We've got a basic lanyard, and on this guy, you could fit that in the sides there. There, it's kind of hard to see, but there's spots there that you could fit that lanyard in. What else we got in here? Manual, who needs that? We've got a USB-C charging cable. I like that because a lot of the phones these days are going to USB-C. It's kind of becoming the de facto standard these days. And then we've got a spare O-ring. I think that's it. That's it. So that's what's inside the case. Now this clip will come off if you want it to. You just got to pull it off of there. That's an option. And then I'll just show you the battery that this thing comes with as well. When you first get it, you'll have to pull that card out so you can get access to it and start using it. And there we can see this Klarus cell 3100. That's not the top milliamp hour that you can get, but it's pretty good. And there's really no reason you would need much more than that. So why do I have one of these? Well, I got their original XT2C. 6 years ago, 8 years ago, a while ago. I like the size format of this. 18650 batteries are super powerful. They're very common. They got a lot of juice. I never run out of battery on my 18650 flashlights. So I like that about them. I got it for hunting primarily. I use mine with the pouch. And when I saw that Klarus had a new one, I was like, I wonder if they would send me one. So I asked, and they sent me one. So that's why I got this one. In terms of what I'll use it for, probably hunting mostly, but also camping and that kind of thing. It is handy just to turn one of these things on and like leave it on a table, not at top volume, top power. Because the top power out of this thing is just too much. 2,000 lumens is great if you need for temporarily, but it does that's so much power. The housing heats up, and just the light coming off of it is so much. Like even my hand right there, I can feel it, and the closer I get, the more it starts to feel like it's burning my hand. So it's a little bit too much at 2,000, and already this housing is starting to get pretty warm. So I would typically use this at much lower. If you're going to be hiking at night, even just the lowest one is absolutely fine. This will get you places in the dark, no problem at all. But if you, I don't know, if you need to look at a whole field and you shot a deer and it ran around in some crazy directions and need to spot it, crank it up to full and use that flood. This thing has quite a floody beam to it. So you see there's a little bit of a spot in the middle, and then it casts off a little bit towards the edges. So great for searching and that kind of thing. It's not going to have a ton of throw, so you're not going to be able to, even though this is 2,000 lumens, you're not going to be able to throw it 800 meters or something crazy like that. You need a bigger reflector on there. But at the same time, this is a compact little flashlight you'd use for searching in close. So good for that kind of stuff. I'm going to use it for hunting, probably going to use it for a little bit of camping and that kind of thing as well, especially since it fits in a nice little pouch that you can just kind of stick on your side. I do like using headlamps for that kind of stuff, but headlamps are just a little bit bulky. If you're not wearing a toque, you can just pop them on your head, kind of a thing. But if you don't want to wear it the whole time, the headband gets a little bit. It's a little bit big to put in a pocket or something like that. That you can put in a belt and it stays out of the way. So nice for that kind of stuff, and that's probably what I'm going to use it for. Thanks for watching.